Loops are used when you want to complete the same task multiple times. You can use it for counters, or for example, if you're in the grocery store and you're scanning your items through the checkout, you want to add the amount of the items, the price, to the total so that at the end you will get a total. So the loop would be used to add each price to the total amount that you would owe. For loops are used with containers, and with containers I mean dictionaries, lists, and strings. The layout for the for loop is to say for and whatever variable that you want to look for in a certain container, so a dictionary or a list or whatever it might be. It will complete those lines and execute those within the loop, the for loop, and then it will cut out. If the variable is not in the container, it would cut out and exit the loop to execute the line underneath the loop. Let's look at an example here. This is a list that has 3 names in it. So we're going to say for name, and we're just going to list that as our variable for the name of each person in this list. And for as long as there are values in that list, i.e. the names, it's going to print hi and the name. So if we look at how this will work, we're going to find Bill in the list and set that as the value of name and print hi Bill. Then we're going to the list again and pulling in another name and printing hi Nicole. And then we're going to go to the list again. We find John as a name. And then we're going to print hi John. It will not loop again. It will go back and look for a name and it will not find one, so it will cut and exit out of that loop and go to the lines underneath it if there were lines. So let's look at this with a dictionary. And remember the dictionary, the data is in the curly brackets. So you have a dictionary called channels, and this is your key value, which we'll call C, and this is the channel number. So we have the name of the TV channel and the TV number. So we're going to say for C in channels, and remember it has the colon after that for loop line. And then we're going to say print C as the key value is on channel, and it's going to use the curly brackets again to find C as your next channel. So it will print MTV is on channel 35, then go back up to the loop, and there is still a value in the dictionary. So it will go down, print CNN is on channel 28, and so forth until it gets to the end of that dictionary, and then it will exit out of that loop. It's very similar if you have a loop for a string, and the string here we're setting initially to be empty, and then we set it to take me to the moon, and we're looking for character in take me to the moon. So here we're going to say my string plus equal to, so that's kind of like a counter. It's like saying my string is equal to my string plus character, and then you're adding an underline underneath it. So the way that will output is to say it's going to use the first letter or character in that string, and it's going to print T and then underscore. And then it will go back up. As long as there are characters in that string, it will continue that same output. In the next one, we've got another loop for our list, and we've got a daily revenue for each day of the week. So we want to add all of those up to get a total of our revenues for the week. We're going to initialize and set the total to 0 to make sure we don't have any other values in there. And we're going to say for day in daily revenues, that's our list, we're going to take the total, which is now 0, and add the amount of the revenue per day. So what we're doing is saying total equals total plus day, and that's our shortcut operator for adding the total to day. So we're going to do that for each day, loop until we get to this last value. We're going to add that in, and then we're going to exit the loop and go to the next line, which is to calculate the average, which is the total where we've added everything together. We're going to divide it by the length of this list. So if you count how many items are in the list, that's the length. So that's how you get your average. And then it will print the weekly revenue, and it will print the daily average revenue. And a quick note about reversing loops. You can reverse the values in a loop. So for example, with this list, we're going to print the list as it is. Okay, so we're going to print each name with that straight horizontal line and a space. So in this case, we've got all of those here from the list printed with the horizontal line in between. Then it's going to do that for every one, and then we're going to print in reverse for name in reversed with the D, and then you'll have the list name in parentheses because reversed is a function, and then you'll have the print function and print the list in reverse order.